In this session, we will be finding the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix. Quick heads up, this will be a long session needing a little more attention, so please prepare yourself mentally before you start the session. Okay, so enough of talking, let's start. So I've been given here a matrix with the values -5, 3, 1, 0, 2, -2, 0, 1, -4, 0, 2, 3, 0, -4, 2, 5, and we need to find the eigenvectors of this matrix. So step 1 equals finding the eigenvalues of a matrix. Now if we recall from our previous sessions, to find the eigenvalues of a matrix A, we need to find the solution for the equation determinant of A minus lambda times I equals 0. Right? So these were the eigenvalues for a matrix. Let's plug in the values. We have the matrix A right here, this one, minus lambda times identity matrix. Identity matrix will be a 4 cross 4 matrix with diagonal entries as 1. So let's go ahead and do that. The representation becomes -5, 3, 1, 0, 2, -2, 0, 1, -4, 0, 2, 3, 0, -4, 2, 5, minus lambda times the identity function, which has 1 across all its diagonals and the other entries are 0, equals, now when we subtract the 2, it's just the diagonal entries that are getting subtracted by lambda, as you can see, because all the other entries are 0. So this becomes -5 minus lambda, -2 minus lambda, 2 minus lambda, and 5 minus lambda respectively. Now we need to bring this matrix in row echelon form to compute its determinant, because that was our original expression. Remember, A minus lambda times I, and we need to find the determinant of this expression, correct? So I need to find the determinant of this matrix. To find the determinant, we've seen many types, sorry about that. The first one was with minors and cofactors. The second one was reducing the matrix in row echelon form or row reduced echelon form and then solving it, correct? So in this session, we will be focusing only on row echelon forms and row reduced echelon form methods again. So let's start. Let's find the determinant of this matrix. So let us reduce the matrix in row echelon form like we discussed in the previous slide. So I've written the matrix again here. It's -5 minus lambda 3 1 0, 2 -2 minus lambda 0 1, -4 0, 2 minus lambda 3, 0 -4 2 5 minus lambda. Okay, so I'm expecting the viewers to be actually solving these questions by themselves. So please pause the video here, get a pen and paper, and let us solve the questions together. Okay, so let us try bringing this matrix in row echelon form together. Okay, so let's start. The first operation that I'm performing is R2 minus 2 upon -5 minus lambda times R1, inserting it in R2. The new value of R2 equals 0. Lambda square plus 7 lambda plus 4 upon -5 minus lambda, -2 upon minus lambda minus 5 and 1 respectively. Just a quick note here, in case you're struggling to understand how we can compute what operations we can perform on the row, I will be creating a separate video with a lot of tricks. So once you view those tricks and tips, come back again and try solving these equations again, just in case if you're stumbling in finding out what operations we can perform on the row. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about, even if you're not understanding what operations are happening. So let's move forward. Now let's cancel the leading coefficient in row 3 by performing R3 plus 4 upon -5 minus lambda times R1, and we are inserting that value in R3. So R3 becomes 0, 12, 12 upon minus lambda minus 5, lambda square plus 3 lambda minus 6 upon -5 minus lambda and 3 respectively. Let's move to the next operation. We're swapping R2 and R3, so we're interchanging the position of row 2 and row 3. So the new value in R2 equals 0, 12 upon minus lambda minus 5, lambda square plus 3 lambda minus 6 upon minus 5 minus lambda and 3. And on R3 the new values equals 0, lambda square plus 7 lambda plus 4 upon minus 5 minus lambda, minus 2 upon minus lambda minus 5 and 1 respectively. Next operation is R3 minus lambda square plus 7 lambda plus 4 upon 12 times R2. That value we are inserting it in R3. So the new value in R3 equals 0, 0 lambda cube plus 5 lambda square minus 6 lambda upon 12 minus lambda square minus 7 lambda upon 4. Next operation is R4 plus minus lambda minus 5 upon 3 times R2. Insert that in R4. R4 becomes 0, 0 lambda square plus 3 lambda upon 3 minus 2 lambda. Again, we are swapping R3 with R4. The new values of R3 equals 0, 0 lambda square plus 3 lambda upon 3 minus 2 lambda. And R4 equals 0, 0 lambda cube plus 5 lambda square minus 6 lambda upon 12 minus lambda square minus 7 lambda upon 4 respectively. Next operation again on R4. R4 minus lambda square plus 5 lambda minus 6 upon 4. 4 times of lambda plus 3 times R3 equals 0, 0, 0 lambda cube minus 33 lambda upon 4 times of lambda plus 3. Now we can see this matrix is actually in row echelon form because you have these values as zeros. So when the matrix is actually in any triangular form, upper triangular or lower triangular form, the determinant equals the product of all the entries in the diagonal, correct? So let's go ahead and write that in the next slide. So what I have here is minus 5 minus lambda times 12 upon minus lambda minus 5 times lambda square plus 3 lambda upon 3 times lambda cube minus 33 lambda upon 4 times lambda plus 3. So this and this cancels. This is 3 ones are 4. Let's just go ahead and take the lambda out here. This is actually the simplified version becomes lambda plus 3. So I can cancel this and this, and I can cancel this and this. We have a lambda saved here because we've taken out the lambda. So the expression becomes lambda times lambda cube minus lambda times 33 lambda, which equals lambda 4 minus 33 lambda square equals 0. So we've taken out lambda square outside. This becomes lambda square minus 33 equals 0. So you can equate it with 0, lambda square equals 0, lambda square equals 33. If it's a 0, even if it's a square, there's no such thing as plus minus 0. So lambda equals 0 becomes the first value, and lambda equals under root of 33 plus minus, because we don't know whether it's a negative or positive sign because we have square value here. So these are the values, these are the eigenvalues. So we found all the eigenvalues using the characteristic equation. Now we need to replace these eigenvalues in our original characteristic equation and then solve them to find the eigenvectors. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with under root 33, then we'll move to negative of under root 33. We'll be placing all these values in the same equation, and we'll have to reduce the matrix in row echelon form, row reduced echelon form, and then find the eigenvectors for all the three eigenvalues. Okay, and that's why this is going to be a lengthy process. So let's go ahead and do that. Minus 5, 3, 1, 0, 2, minus 2, 0, 1, minus 4, 0, 2, 3, 0, minus 4, 2, 5. This was my original matrix. Minus lambda is under root of 33. That's what we're starting with. And then we have the identity matrix. So all the diagonal entries becomes under root of 33. And we've already seen when you have an identity matrix and when you've multiplied it with that, so the diagonal entries will become under root of 33, and we just have to subtract the diagonal entries with the diagonal entries of the original matrix, correct? So the new expression now becomes minus 5 minus under root of 33, minus 2 minus under root of 33, 2 minus under root of 33, 5 minus under root of 33. Let's bring this matrix in row echelon form. So the first operation we are performing is R2 plus minus of 5 plus under root of 33 by 4 times R1, and the value is inserted in R2. So R2 equals 0, minus 23 minus under root of 33 upon 4, under root of 33 minus 5 by 4 and 1 respectively. Let's move forward. R3 plus 5 minus under root of 33 upon 2 times R1, and R3 now becomes 0. 3 times of 5 minus under root of 33 upon 2 9 minus 3 times of 9 minus 3 times of under root 33 upon 2 and 3. Next value is R3 plus 3 times of 37 minus 7 under root of 33 upon 62 times R2. So the value in R3 equals 0, 0, minus 33 minus 39 under root 33 upon 62, 297 minus 21 under root 33 upon 62 respectively. Next operations on R4, R4 plus minus of 23 plus under root of 33 upon 31 times R2. So the values in R4 equals 0, 0, 99 minus 7 under root of 33 upon 31, 132 minus 30 under root of 33 upon 31 respectively. Again, the operations on R4, R4 plus under root of 33 minus 3 upon 6 times under root of 33 minus 3 upon 6 times R3. So the value of R4 now equals 0, 0, 0 and 0 respectively. Let us bring this matrix in row reduced echelon form now because we need to find the values. So the operation that I'm performing is minus of minus 11 plus 13 under root of 33 upon 264 times R3, inserting this in R3. R3 becomes 0, 0, 1 minus under root of 33 minus 3 by 4. Next operations on R2, R2 minus under root of 33 minus 5 upon 4 times R3. So now R2 equals 0 minus 23 minus under root 33 upon 4, 0, 8 minus under root 33 upon 2. Next operations on R1, R1 minus 1 times of R3. So R1 becomes minus 5 minus under root 33, 3, 0, under root 33 minus 3 upon 4. Next operations on R2, minus 23 plus under root of 33 upon 124 times R2. So the values in R2 equals 0, 1, 0, under root 33 minus 7 upon 8. Next operation R1 minus 3 times of R2, inserting it in R1, the new values of R1 equals minus 5 minus under root of 33, 0, 0, 15 minus under root of 33 upon 8. Next operation again on R1, minus of minus 5 plus under root of 33 upon 8 times R1, the value equals 1, 0, 0, minus 5 under root 33 minus 27 by 16. Now we've actually got this matrix in row reduced echelon form, and these are the output values that I have. So let's go ahead and represent them in the form of the original equation, which is A minus under root of 33 times I x, y, z, v, because it was a matrix with a 4 cross 4 value, so we will have 4 unknowns, equals, this is the value that I obtained, that we just obtained, 1, 0, 0 minus 5 under root 33 minus 27 upon 16, 0, 1, 0 under root 33 minus 7 upon 8, 0, 0, 1 minus of under root of 33 minus 3 by 4, and all zeros in the last row. Just in case if you've computed, if you've solved the matrix and computed the same answers like this one, that's really awesome. I mean, you're getting hang of what has to be done with respect to the row operations. So that's really cool. Congratulations to you. But in case if you're stuck as to what has happened and how did we figure out all those calculations that has just happened on those different rows, that's fine too. Because like I said, I will be giving you tricks to, understand how those operations can happen. So let's just go ahead and plug in the values x, y, z, v equals 0, 0, 0. So now 1 times of x plus 0 times of y plus 0 times of z minus 5 under root 33 minus 27 by 16 times v. Similarly, it goes with the second, third, and fourth row respectively. So the new values that we have equals x minus 5 under root 33 minus 27 upon 16 times v equals 0, y plus under root of 33 minus 7 upon 8 times v equals 0, z minus under root of 33 minus 3 upon 4 times v equals 0. So let's just bring these values on the right hand side of the equation. This becomes x equals 5 under root 33 minus 27 upon 16 times v, y equals minus of under root 33 minus 7 upon 8 times v, c equals under root of 33 minus 3 upon 4 times v respectively. So these are the values of x, y, and z respectively. We need to substitute the values of v such that this actually cancels out completely, and we can think and we can see at this point in time that v can be equated with a value of 16, because if we replace v with 16, 16 is divisible by 4, 16 is divisible by 8, and 16 is divisible by itself. So let's just go ahead and plug that value 16 here. So the values for x, y, z, v equals v is 16. When I've plugged in those values here, 5 under root 33 minus 27 upon 16 multiplied 16, 16, 16 gets cancelled. So this is the first value. Here this is 2 times this is 16, so this is 2 times, this is the second value, minus 2 of under root of 33 minus 7, minus 2 times under root of 33 minus 7. The third value is 4 times of under root of 33 minus 3, and the fourth value being 16 in itself. So we've actually got the eigenvectors with the value of under root of 33. Now let's go ahead and find with the second lambda value, which is negative of under root of 33, and let's plug in those values here in this equation. So this becomes minus 53102 minus 2 minus 201 minus 40230 minus 425 minus of under root 33 minus of under root 33 minus of under root 33 minus of under root 33, right? So negative can just simply be added, so the expression will be an addition on the diagonal entries, as you can see right here. So this becomes minus 5 plus under root 33 minus 2 plus under root 33 2 plus under root 33 5 plus under root 33. Rest all the values are same, no change right there. So let us now reduce the matrix in row echelon form again. We're swapping R1 with R3. So the new values in R1 equals minus 402 plus under root of 33 and 3. In R3 equals minus 5 plus under root of 33, 3, 1, 0 respectively. Next operations R2 plus half of R1, and we're putting that in R2. So the new value of R2 equals 0, under root of 33 minus 2, 2 plus under root of 33 upon 2, 5 by 2 respectively. R3 operation, R3 plus minus 5 plus under root of 33 upon 4 times R1. We're inserting that value in R3. So R3 becomes 0, 3, 27 minus 3 under root 33 upon 4, 3 times of under root of 33 minus 5 upon 4 respectively. Next operation, we're swapping again R2 and R4. So the new values in R2 equals 0, minus 4, 2, 5 plus under root of 33, R4 equals 0, under root of 33 minus 2, 2 plus under root of 33 upon 2, 5 by 2. Next operation R3 plus 3 by 4 times of R2. The new values of R3 equals 0, 0, 33 minus 3 33 minus 3 under root 33 upon 4, 3 times under root of 33 upon 2. Next operation R4 plus under root of 33 minus 2 upon 4 times R2. This value is inserted in R4. R4 equals 0, 0 under root 33 plus 3 under root 33 upon 4. Next operations, again swapping between R3 and R4. So the new values equal 0, 0 under root 33, 33 plus 3 under root 33 by 4, 0, 0, 33 minus 3 under root 33 upon 4, 3 under root of 33 upon 2 respectively. Next operations on R4 minus under root of 33 minus 3 upon 4 times R cube. So the new value that we have on R4 equals all zeros. So now let us bring this matrix in row reduced echelon form, given this matrix is in row echelon form now. So the first operation that we'll do is R3 equals 1 upon under root of 33 times R3, and we'll insert it in R3. Like I said, R3 equals 0, 0, 1 under root of 33 plus 3 upon 4. The next operation is R2 minus 2 times of R3. So the new value in R2 equals 0 minus 4, 0, 7 plus under root 33 upon 2. Next operations on R1 minus 2 plus under root of 33 times R3. The new value on R1 equals minus 4, 0, 0, minus 27, minus 5 under root 33 upon 4 respectively. Then we have R2 operation. So we're multiplying R2 with minus 1 by 4 and then plugging in the value in R2 again. So the new value of R2 equals 0, 1, 0, minus of 7 plus under root of 33 upon 8. And the next operation is minus 1 by 4 times of R1. So the new value of R1 equals 1, 0, 0, 27 plus 5 under root 33 upon 16. Let's replace this values. As we can see, the matrix is now in row reduced echelon form. Let's plug in these values with the original equation. That was a plus under root of 33 times I, x, y, z, e. Let's plug in the values. Let's do the multiplication here. So we get x plus 27 plus 5 under root 33 upon 16 times v equals 0, y minus 7 plus under root of 33 upon 8 times v equals 0, z plus under root of 33 plus 3 upon 4 times v equals 0 respectively. Let's bring all these values in the right hand side of the equation. x equals minus 27 plus 5 under root. So yeah, this sign changes to minus, this changes to plus, this changes to a minus expression. Again, we need to replace the value of v such that it can be divisible with 4, 8, 16 that we have in denominator. So not much rocket science here. Let's replace v again with 16. And so the new values that we have equal 16 minus 4 times of 3 plus under root of 33, 2 times of 7 plus under root 33, minus 27 minus 5 times of under root of 33. So these are the values that we've got when our lambda equaled negative of root 33. Now we still have to solve again when lambda equals 0. Remember, we had 3 values of lambda in the previous slide, way previous slide, like long back. So the third value when we plug in equals, we're just subtracting this with 0. So this whole thing is gone. We're just left with our original matrix. Let's bring this matrix in row echelon form first. So the operation that we're performing is R2 plus 2 by 5 times of R1, inserting this in R2. So R2 becomes 0, minus 4 by 5, 2 by 5, 1 respectively. Then we have an operation on R3, R3 minus 4 by 5 times of R1. Let's insert this in R3. This becomes 0, minus 12 by 5, 6 by 5, and 3 respectively. Then we are swapping R2 and R4. So the values in R2 equal 0, minus 4, 2, 5, and R4 equals 0, minus 4 by 5, 2 by 5, and 1 respectively. Then the operations on R3, R3 minus 3 by 5 times of R2, we're inserting it in R3. R3 has all the zeros now. Next operations on R4, R4 minus 1 by 5 times of R2, so the values on R4 equals all the zeros again. Let us now bring this matrix in row reduced echelon form. So the next operation we're performing is on R2, which is minus 1 by 4 times of R2. So the new value of R2 equals 0, 1, minus 1 by 2, minus 5 by 4 respectively. And then the operations on R1, R1 minus 3 times of R2. So the new value in row 1 equals minus 5, 0, 5 by 2, 15 by 4. And we are multiplying R1 with minus 1 by 5 times of R1, which is 1, 0, minus 1 by 2, minus 3 by 4 respectively. Let's put this in the original characteristic equation, a minus 0I xyzv, xyzv, yes. And this was our values. Again, let's go ahead and solve this. So this is x minus here 0 multiplied by y plus minus half multiplied by z minus 3 by 4 multiplied v equals x minus half of z minus 3 by 4 of v equals 0. Similarly for y and similarly for z and v is 0, 0. So now let's bring the values of z and v on the right hand side of the equation. We have x equals half of z plus 3 by 4 times of v, y equals half of z plus 5 by 4 times of v. Let's substitute the values such that they are completely divisible. Not much rocket science again. Z equals 4, V equals 4. When we plug in those values individually, we get 2240, 3504 respectively. So here we see the eigenvectors for our original matrix. So these are all the eigenvectors we have for our original matrix. And this is how you go about solving questions associated with finding the eigenvectors for a matrix. The first step was we found the eigenvalues, and then we started substituting the eigenvalue in the characteristic equation, reduced the matrix in row echelon form, then brought the matrix in row reduced echelon form, then solve it with parametric equations to find the values respectively. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I know it was a very big session. So in case if you have any questions or concerns, just feel free to let me know in the comment section or write to me on my email. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Thank you so much.